Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the SaaS Marketing Makeover, our first of 2022, which is a big deal.
Whoa.
Yes, and I am joined today by Sara Pion. Welcome to the show, Sara.
Thank you so much for having me. That intro just got me pumped. It was like coffee.
You pumped?
Yeah.
All right, I love it. Well, we got the senior marketing manager here from Voiceflow. She's been at places you've heard of like Alice and Drift. And super excited to hear kind of your perspective and insights today.
I'm excited. I want to spin the wheel. I'm ready.
All right. I love it. All right. Well, so for everybody who's tuning in for the first time, the way it works is we are going to spin the wheel. Whoever it lands on, by the way, I legitimately do not know who's on the wheel. I don't know who it's going to land on. Sara doesn't know who's on the wheel or who's going to land on. So zero prep. And we're going to kind of, from this, allow our real thoughts to kind of come out and articulate. And then ideally, whoever we had to look at today gets some value and we all get some ideas around things we might want to do different for our own sites, right? Nobody's site's perfect. And we're going to try to keep this as positive as we can while also critiquing a little bit so everybody gets to learn something new. Are you ready?
Great. I'm ready.
All right. Let's spin the wheel, Sean. Okay. Zendesk.
All right.
You've heard of them, huh?
I have used them even.
Even better.
I know.
Even better. All right. They're gonna make me. We haven't had this happen yet. New computer. They're making me authenticate to share my screen. All right. Let me see if I can do it now. All right. Perfect. Oh my God. We didn't have to restart. What a win. Okay.
Nice.
So you can see my screen now.
I cannot.
Okay. We should be good now.
I have it pulled up, but I am not seeing it on your on.
Okay. You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to get out, I think, and get back in due to the nature of I have to reset it. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, one second. Let's see if I can get this.
Okay.
So sorry, everybody. I had no idea that they were gonna not allow me to share my screen. All right, I'm gonna have to quit and reopen. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
I'll be here. I feel like I have to do like a tap dance, or like jazz hands, just like keep the time moving.
Jazz hands would work lovely. We're waiting for Directive, and he's back.
Amazing.
First time I've had technical errors in 75 episodes, I think. So let's see.
I'm honored to be here for it.
Yeah, to be the first, right? All right, there we go.
There we go. Okay.
All right,
cool.
Zendesk. So one of the things I noticed about Zendesk, and I just want to hear your thoughts of this as a customer. How do you feel when companies go from being the thing you hired them for to everything after you hired them? Like, how does that make you feel? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've been on I was at a company and our competitor tried to be the everything. And the thing is, everyone remembers you for what made you the company that you are. And so that's not going to help with any sort of acquisition. It might help with retention of being like, oh, do our customers need that? Like, we actually offer that, stay in platform, but it's not going to help with no one's going to recognize Zendesk as like a marketing automation platform all of a sudden. If that's what they started doing, it's like they're always going to be support and ticketing in my head.
I actually totally feel that way with you. I don't know if they could never do it. Maybe one day. I don't know who has, though. I agree, though. When you close your eyes, you think of Zendesk. Do we really go sales CRM?
Absolutely not.
But HubSpot tried this and they kind of pulled it off, right? HubSpot said, hey, we're going to be more than just a marketing automation platform. We're going to launch a free sales CRM and try to compete with Salesforce, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. And I think they did the sales CRM better than Marketo, because Marketo is just for marketers. Like, sales reps do not ever log in, get access to Marketo. And in HubSpot sense, they do. I think it's because they integrated the tools pretty well. But support and sales, rarely.
I know marketing and sales at least share a desk, right? I'm on the same page.
If they had a customer success CRM of integrate your product data with your customers something more along those lines. I think it could be a little bit more like, oh yeah, I get it. Zendesk
And it was
could then
permanently free.
Yeah, Zendesk could compete with like Gainsight all of a sudden.
But look, there's no they don't have a free plan. Remember, HubSpot's trick for getting their sales CRM to work was it was totally free.
Yeah, but they have a free trial, so they probably like that's obviously the thing that I see them pushing as like their main CTA, like in their nav on their homepage. It was like do a free trial versus like talk to our team. So it looks like they're trying to kind of reinforce the like see for yourself, even though
I like
they're
your heads up there. But now, am I doing a
like,
free trial of Zendesk or their sales software?
I don't. I think it's. I mean, either way, their support software is like not as UI friendly as HubSpot's is either.
It's kind of that old legacy software feel still, in your opinion, kind of where they're a little more old school.
Yeah. So, and then they have view demo. So they're really like trying to push the self-serve model here instead of like talk to our team.
1,000%. I just think what's so important, like, okay, I'm about to watch a demo. Which one do I watch? And I'm like, I really like Zendesk and I love their brand. That's why I'm like just trying to, I want to point, like, I call this the one question technique. Because if you're, I just want to help Zendesk, if anything from today's show, they could just see, not that they can't do it, it's what they're up against and how I think good you have to be in your execution, right? So we all see you as this, correct?
Yes.
Now, you want us to expand your share of wallet with your existing customer base and expand your market share where you might feel like we already own the customer support TAM and we need to have new TAMs to keep driving growth or whatever that is. I'm all for all these things, right? So we say, look, we're going to enter the sales space too. Now, I would like to point out they had a chat that they were pushing like crazy. Did they just delete that? Because they were trying to go after Drift.
Yeah, there's a chat widget on the right-hand side here. And that's kind of another point is like they've taken and they have kind of foregone the usual, maybe quote unquote traditional like sales methodologies on your website where there is no talk to our team, request a demo. There is no sales live chat, like have a conversation with our sales team right now. It's very like self-serve, and that could be on purpose. Of
which
like,
I evolve. I want to actually call out, like, look how clean the design work is, right? Like gold here, gold here, really clean, not distracting, adds to the page. Like, I think it's really clean, but I want to know, like, what happened to the live chat software that I know they were pushing?
Yeah.
Because now, you see, all I'm trying to point out is, like, if you want to go self-serve, I think you need to execute. Because right now I'm on the sell page, right? And I start a trial. Now it's saying sell. See this little piece right here?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they delineate that.
Is it good enough though? Like just the Zendesk? I mean, it's a crazy test they're kind of running. And then view demo.
It's the same page.
It's the same page.
Yeah. Which is,
so I think we need a drop down that says like sales or service. Select.
Yeah.
And then
I think they could even do more with the beginning flow of the trial page too. If they want to push that self-serve model and kind of go product led, it's a form on an empty page. Like you could use this to kind of like do the feature comparison chart of like sell versus support. You could do a customer testimonial. You could do logos. You could do something here that gets people to actually put their work email in and hit next versus bouncing off this page and being like,
it's very daunting. It's a lot of white on white.
Yeah.
And I got 2 more steps. And I really not, and maybe like this is, it's not actually nitpicking. This is pretty basics that they just need to be better at, to be honest, because if you add it needs a paragraph too. When I start my Zendesk sell free trial, is a credit card required? Yes or no right now?
Right. How long
is the trial?
Yeah.
How many days? What happens next when I finally complete all 3 steps? What's next? Like, I want some of that. There's a lot of psychological friction with this current setup.
Same with asking like personal identifiable information in step 1. Like, what if step 1 was like, how are you planning on using Zendesk Sell? And it could be like in conjunction with our like support team, or like we're a new Zendesk customer or something, where it's like you tell them a little bit more information about yourself versus let me give you my contact information because I know that that's going to come back. And
so I wanted to test them because I agree with you, but I also wanted to see, okay, if I put my name in here where they pre-fill me, I am easily identifiable in every database in the world.
Yeah.
Like at this point, like I know because I'm their customer and I always kind of look. first name, last name, phone number. They have like this information is available via ZoomInfo, Clearbit, whoever you want to use. So if you're going to go with my email first, I'm okay if you let me. I've actually found multi-step forms too not working as well anymore because everybody saves stuff to pre-fill, and it's actually more work to go through each step because your pre-fill doesn't work.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I think that like the design of the page is beautiful and like makes total sense. But I mean, if they want to start pushing this as like one of their main selling points, then it can't just exist on this page either. Like it has to be like internally linked across their entire website.
No, I completely agree. Now let's look at solutions as a moment, because we saw products, right? So they have Zendesk for service, which we know them as, sales which is where they want to grow. I guess Sunshine Platform. Is this like their SDK? Yeah, okay.
This might.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's got it.
So you can build on the Zendesk platform. This is like a Salesforce play, and then see how they have the big app store. This is like a Salesforce ecosystem. Like if we own the support ecosystem, it's kind of like, you know, if the reason you use Salesforce is because if you want to use Outreach.io or something, you know that the best integration is going to be with Salesforce.
Right.
I think that's what they're trying to go. And I actually really like that play, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the marketplace play makes your tool harder to rip out. Like if more and more things are integrated into your solution, your ops team, your IT team, your whoever champions the tool is going to be like, this is going to be hell to migrate off of.
And conversely, what I want to know now is if I go with you as a platform, how, you know, do you have this for both service and sales? Because I can see how they'd be great with service. You know, I'm struggling. I think what I would have wanted to see for sales is like, who are the industries that absolutely need Zendesk and it makes sense to make it also their sales CRM? Because they don't show industries.
I wonder if this is like an e-commerce play.
I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't. You're right. Is it e-commerce or is it B2B?
Right.
Like, is it massive B2C high ticketing? Like, why? It's a pretty crazy thing to be like, we're going to be a sales CRM. Unless, because I'm not in the Zendesk like support ticket world. I'm a low volume professional services company. So I'm just not sure. Like, who is? Like, why do I need them? You know?
I guess like, are they trying, because, you know, with like Zendesk support, my first job ever was in support and we use Zendesk, and they have like macros where it's just like auto respond to people who fit XYZ criteria. Like, I wonder if they could apply that same logic to like next step in the sales process. Like someone does this, you automate with a macro, kind of just like trying to replace like your Salesforce and your outreach of like.
So low AOV, high ticket environments, Zendesk sell could be better than anything else. I actually totally agree with that. Yeah. Why not make that freaking case? Like that to me, sell me on why I need a fully integrated customer support to sales environment if I'm this type of company. Because you exist for a real human, and I'm not sure who that is right now.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And it doesn't tell us on this page either. Like, who is the person for it? There's no social proof. There's no logos. There's no use cases. We just have this one company
none of us have heard of, if we're being honest. Like, I don't know who Intermind is.
Improved our sales productivity, redistributed Salesforce. That doesn't tell me anything.
It's not how a CRO, see how it's a COO, though?
Yeah.
This is not how the revenue officer talks.
Right. Intermind. Yeah.
I don't know. I agree. I'm a little like disappointed with them.
It's saying plays well with others, and the people they're playing well with is MailChimp. So that's also like not high value. That's like low cost.
No, I want to know, how do you agree with Marketo or HubSpot?
Right. So maybe it is the like e-commerce or like solopreneur of like
SMB, like
you know us for ticketing. You might have one or two people on your sales team right now who are working manually, or you don't have a CRM. Here, use ours.
It is a here, use ours type thing without a clear definition, though, of who should. I don't love this for that reason. And I actually don't hate the idea. The more I talk about it, I'm like, you know what, Zendesk? Like, I could see high ticket, low AOV environments needing you. And then I did find something really interesting I wanted to pull apart real quick for us. Features. What's your take on burying the features? Because if you go back up to the top, I found out where the hell the chat went. Remember how I said, like, what happened to the chat?
Yeah, it's all the way down there.
And, yep, this is their whole live chat software page. They rank so well for this page, by the way. I've audited like them and a lot of people face. Oh yeah, like they have a full guide. Like, watch this.
Yeah.
Search, like, check this out. Let's go live chat software. Yeah, they're like up there. No, seriously, like they rank really, really well.
Oh yeah, they're on page 1.
Yeah, no, it's a big thing. Like, and they have this whole like kind of like guide thing, but it's also a product page. It's very clever SEO wise. Like, why it's like SEO content. I don't think this page probably converts, but yeah.
I think your nav can work. Your like top level nav, not your like footer, can work for you. And like the structure that it provides, I think HubSpot, like we were talking about, actually does a really great job of having a really simple nav when you look at it, and then it's nested. So it's like solutions, marketing, sales, support, and then like product tiers within that of like CRM versus marketing automation versus like their operational suite. And even within them, there's then like features. So there's like solutions, like products, features. And I think
I agree. I kind of want to see the features up there because I think it's hard for me to make sense out of just Zendesk for service, Zendesk for sales.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, look at this. They got community forums. Offline, we're talking about community. You see what I mean? They're acting like they're just trying to be service and sales, but then they're literally everything. And I just don't understand the story totally. That's where I'm getting stuck.
These features fall within those solutions. They're not really products. They're like role, like Zendesk for your role. Yeah, it seems like they're burying a lot of their functionality when if they want to be an all-in-one, they should not overwhelm you, but show you just how much they can do when you drop down on their products or you drop down on their solutions. And they're not.
I completely agree. I think it's just this like, I mean, look at this. chose to build their community on Zendesk. Okay, well, that's a huge, like, that means you're legit to a certain extent. Like, that's a big enough brand where it's like, okay, that's a good customer.
Yeah.
And that's their senior director of support. They're showing you some really cool stuff. Here's how you can create a bi-directional ticketing environment with community, and you can build your brand. But I don't know if when we were on service,
if they did the same thing.
I don't think you and I got to see the word community.
It's buried in there.
Help center and community. I mean, you would have had to really look though, baby. Like, I don't know. I'm like,
I also don't like how they linked out to each of the stack on this like pillar page. I think they could do like a plays nicely with sort of section and make each of these like internal links to other pages a lot bigger. I don't know if they want to be all in one and they're not promoting even like getting deeper into their website to see exactly how all in one, then do they just want people to convert on support so they can upsell them later, or just have people convert on sales so they can upsell them later?
I think so, because I don't think they want to sell the entire buyer center, because while it might push up their AOV, it's going to lower their close rate and then push out their time to close and thus their cash conversion cycle. So that's probably why I wouldn't do it that way.
Yeah, they selected 2 paths you could go down, which could also like drive down their, I don't know, or drive up their bounce rate of just like, oh, I thought they were all in one, they don't have what I need, like piece.
Well, let's unpack this though, because I think we point out something that does have an easy solution, because they've already actually done it. To both of our points, we both want them to better articulate the value of their product across its multiple use cases and multiple roles, correct?
Yeah.
Now, notice they actually did do this in their defense. Like, they have a subfolder for service that Help Center is a part of. We did not use a mega menu to tell our story. And I use this example a lot, but Workable, I mean, well, I use them a lot too, but that's not the right Workday. Apologies, I got my works confused. They are a massive platform as well, and that's why I use them as an example. This is a simpler way for me to understand them and like to organize.
Yeah.
and I can start to really see it all. And then I can still go to the suite. And this is my point. I want this. Show me this, please, Zendesk.
Yeah.
Tell me, bring me to life. Like, let me visualize how all your different benefits and features go into a cohesive type of story. And then I can like go from there. Gong, I think, does this actually as well on their product page. If we go into their overview, because how Gong works, once again, see, it's a little complicated. So cool. How does this all play together?
Yeah.
I want Zendesk to connect those.
I mean, they could even do like old way, new way on their homepage instead of the rotating header that's like, we are everything. Instead, have your like show how disconnected everything is without Zendesk versus how connected everything is with Zendesk is as your hero image. Like, even if you don't want to do like how Zendesk works, like full page, like product imagery, whatever, like make that full statement above the fold on your homepage then.
Oh, I'm on some page because I think there's a huge benefit to having your forum, your reporting, your answer bot, your voice. Yeah. I mean, now we're talking voice. I mean, they have any and everything for your
their call center. Yeah.
Which is amazing. Yet I don't know if I understand that here compared to, let's go look at one of their competitors who I've had on the show actually, or Sara and SaaS. But I have to look at. And they go the opposite route. They're like, how do you want to work with us?
Yeah.
And they go like, would you like to try for free? Oh, you like to be in complete control of everything in your life. We'll let you literally build a cart of our services. But look how they tell their story.
Yeah.
Now I can connect it. See, this is like such a cool way of shopping it.
I mean, we were even talking about this before that we started recording, but just like if you are more sales led, you have to have a good offer just to see just like how valuable your product or service is that isn't freemium. Like if you don't want to go like product led. And I think design your solution and like, I mean, not every company wants to build like ad hoc solutions for everyone, but if you have the ability to and you can visualize it in the way that Genesis does, like that's hugely valuable without having to talk to someone and being able to understand and recognize like, oh yeah, I do need this. It's going to solve this problem that I have. And if we have this problem in the future, I know that this is an all-in-one suite because I saw it.
I think you're right. And I think they went the other way. So they like, I don't think they would disagree with us so much as them saying we used to do it that way. Because it's not that they don't have the features pages here. They just are choosing not to put it in the menu. Because I think you're right. I think they literally just want you to either get a trial or view a demo. I think they deleted their sales org. And because of that, like you kind of have to buy from them very high level, like very like this is our service platform. Just check it out and see if you like it. It's kind of how I feel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But there's a way to like maneuver people down one of two paths without overwhelming them, but still like giving them what they want. Like I feel like they're doing way too high level for the services they actually provide for the two paths they want people to go down.
Or I could look at someone who maybe stays high level, but then recognizes there's a type of customer that needs different information before they buy it. And I don't see that here either, because I agree. Now, if we just want to go all in on SMB, I think I still think SMB people want to know you do all this as part of the way they sell themselves. Like,
I mean, SMB, they still have a lot of questions about how a tool is going to fit into their org, especially because their budget is a little bit
and their cost cutting centric.
Yeah.
And then you can show like, oh, look at, you want to get rid of this tool? We already got that for you. It's all included. Maybe it's in pricing. So let's check out pricing because maybe they we haven't looked here. Maybe they tell a story. Oh, we cannot.
There's no feature comparison chart. No, this is hard to read.
Well, it's crazy. The only reason I was like, no, is mostly because I'm like, you haven't told me about all your amazing things yet. To be completely honest, this is the first time in their menu they've mentioned features to a certain extent, like kind of use cases. So like real nitty gritty stuff. I don't know if I can read it like this. It's a lot of information. It's a little overwhelming.
It's weird that they call their packages suites when they have individualized pages. Like we've never seen what the suites could look like.
They actually give you a price on enterprise too. Like they anchor themselves. It is a crazy concept. Like legitimately.
I mean,
Like
I'm all for like
innovative though. Like I don't dislike it. It's just
yeah. I just wonder how good it works.
I think this
Why
is what you
isn't
were
this like why isn't this table on like a whole bunch of pages specific to the like feature? I don't know. Like I feel like
I need export PDF too. Because I want to remember I'm trying to get some buying approval or I want to get other departments to like
right.
it's right here, but it is a good 3 scrolls.
Startups get Zendesk for free for 6 months. Okay, but what about is there any trial information on this page? None.
And I know 99 designs, but I don't know who these other 3 are. If you have 160,000 businesses, give me some sex.
BaubleBar is very
big?
Is e-commerce. It's just like
there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not in that
so it's like also are they trying to be something for everyone?
Yeah, but who's Ad Slot? I mean, I'm literally live and breathe this space. I've never heard of these people.
Yeah, I don't know who they are. I guess did they I don't know. I don't know. It feels like they might be trying to have their like target persona be everyone, and that's why it doesn't make a ton of sense because they're not marketing to like a specific like buyer or industry or like use case. It's just like anyone can use us now, which means that like no one really knows if they can use Zendesk.
Oh, and they have this weird thing up here too. Check this out. Because they actually have a plan that's cheaper that they hide.
What? What's the difference? What? I'm so confused. They're not even trying to buy. I feel like making a business case to buy Zendesk now has gotten exponentially harder.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I actually don't know. So I landed here, right? All I did was click the pricing.
Yeah.
And then they make me do service for sales, which already, if it's disconnected, it creates a disconnection between the 2 softwares.
Yeah.
Just as a note to Zendesk, I think you actually create a lot more psychological friction than you realize it right here in this moment.
Yeah.
If your story is do everything with us, but then the pricing separate, just as a note. But then I got here, and so it was Suite Team, Suite Growth, Suite Professional, but then they had foundational support only. This is what we all want, right? When we think of Zendesk, is this thing?
Yeah.
But it's still in support professional. Do we know the difference between support professional and then I have to go to another page now? Suite team, because they're the same price.
There's no like comparison. I think kind of going back to
that I'm not gonna lie to them on this one. I actually genuinely love Zendesk and everything. This is, I think, objectively difficult.
HubSpot does a pretty decent job of putting all their pricing plans on one page, and especially when you have different suites, it's hard to have it just be like zendesk.com/pricing because you want to like break it out into so many different things. But they have like their nav is 3 options.
I mean, let's not let HubSpot off the hook though. This is, I mean, what, the world's smallest font with as many different. I mean, it's not exactly. But this is how they could have done that same thing with one pricing click, and then you can click on sales.
Yeah, exactly. And then they bundle it. And I think the cool thing with HubSpot doing the bundles is you can choose marketing and sales, which Zendesk could potentially like benefit from of like, I want to bundle. So you don't have to buy support and sales separately, but instead, like if you want to go all in.
This is good for the self-buy play that they're going for though, where I can kind of bundle a little bit, which we also saw in Genesis.
Yeah.
And then we can see in HubSpot, but
I think Genesis visually portrayed it better than HubSpot, obviously with the bundling, but this is a friction confusing page.
I would
agree. And
it's
also not designed very well. I mean, it's not pretty. Like, and that's kind
of actually a really nice job here. I don't know why they don't just make this the page.
Like, this is very clear. Everyone loves a good check boxes. Kind of like comparison because you see where your features stop.
Kind of run out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go to the content. Oh, sorry. I didn't want to, my bad.
No, like the rest of their website is just like so well designed with like people and images and colors, and then there's pricing.
Oh, brand team at Zendesk, go off because y'all are killing
Oh my
this.
God. Like,
I got no complaint. I mean, this thing is amazing, really simple, really clean. Let's look though maybe on how they're telling their story, the content they're using. What do you think?
yeah, let's do it.
Once again, I love like introduce a new font to me out of nowhere. Sure, you know what? I actually don't hate it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I actually like I usually would totally talk crud on it, but like I kind of like I really vibe with what Zendesk is doing.
I think it's interesting that the nav changed as well, and they split up their content by service and sales and culture with sub. Like, why don't they do that on their main site? Like, that's amazing. Like, this is beautifully done. This is exactly what we want. I want that.
You're like, it's kind of like, hey, you know where we keep all our information? We got to make sure in our menu we're able to organize it the right way. And they're like, on the homepage with the most traffic, nah we're good. We'll just do it on the blog. Because you're right. Now I can, because I think what they aren't getting is when we're on. Oh, I always love this part. Am I allowed to get back to the website? I got to do a double.
There you go.
When I'm right here, what they're not realizing is I have no way of clicking into their chat feature.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're desperate for controlling this product suite play that I think they would be way better off giving customers what they wanted, and a couple things maybe they don't even want.
But I mean, it's also obvious that they have a ton of, I don't know, like content offers that they could put on all of the pages that they wanted to have to like keep people on the site, and then like push them down like their 2-product suite, whatever, like positioning that they're trying to plug.
No, I mean, it's good content, by the way. Look at the design on this. I mean, what do you...
I mean, I love it.
It's great to read. It's centered, organized.
It's like, I love an animation. I like that they push a larger piece of content at the end. Like,
they have some actual live examples from different people who've done it. Yeah, I really... Like, you can get some messaging. So if you want to go deeper on messaging, you want to read a similar stories. I don't think this is as intuitive as they hope at the top. They might want to go 2-column layout if I were them, where you had a content CTA and maybe a like trial/demo CTA.
Or even if they wanted to push people back to like push people deeper into their site and link to their like Zopim chat page on this page. I'm just like interested in chat.
Even if you wanted, that because you might not know you could just buy chat from them, and maybe you can't just buy chat from them. That's where they hide it. But it's very difficult for us, right? As someone who spent 30 minutes of focused time on their website.
Yeah.
And we still don't know their story. So, Sarah, we've learned a lot. Frankly, I learned a lot. It's awesome to chat with you. Now, you're the CMO of Zendesk. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
A bit of a promotion. Sorry about a Voiceflow, but I mean, it's a promotion. What are we going to do different? Okay. We've been there for a couple quarters, maybe. Obviously, this is all just you and I staring at a screen. But what do you want to find out more on? What do you want to focus on? What do you want to change? Kind of what's kind of your kind of marching orders as the new CMO?
I would never want to be the CMO that comes in and is like, first project, redesign the website, because that's so cliche. And it also just like doesn't necessarily solve the immediate problem. So I would like want to talk to my counterparts in sales and be like, what's the goal? Like, what are we trying to sell? Are we trying to sell sales? Are we trying to sell a suite? Are we trying to sell service and then upsell to sales? Like, what's the goal? So that we can then push that on the website, because obviously we're trying to do some sort of like self-serve, self-selection. The website can be another member of the sales team and drive action that we want. But what is the action that we want? So that we can then optimize for that. And that doesn't have to be in redesigning the website. That can be in rewriting the CTAs. That can be adding CTAs to the blog. That can be adjusting the nav. That can be, like.
And that's why I think I want to pause you for a second, because I think it's so important. When so many people say we need to redo the website, at no point when looking at Zendesk did I think I need to redo the website.
It's
I
beautiful.
thought we need to reorganize the information to make it a little bit more discoverable. And so for everybody listening, I think what's important here is like, just because the answer isn't redo the website, it's normally there's a part of a website that in a high-performing business like Zendesk is, where we might just need to better articulate our story to drive the action, like you were saying.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, if we wanted to double down on sales, then like the entire focus for maybe like half of a year should be just sales related content, just sales campaigning, just sales webinars. Like, let the support and service part of the business work on that self-service model, and like figure out and optimize like the trial and like that sort of workflow and how we can get more people to sign up for service trials. But like the marketing and sales alignment work together, demand generation in the traditional sense should focus on sales. And that's what all the offers are. That's what all the content's about. That's what all the downloadables are, just so that we repeat ourselves enough where people are like, oh, you can use Zendesk for sales now, but only if you fit this specific criteria.
I love that, Sarah. I love the ideas. If anybody wants to follow along with your journey a little bit more, kind of get to know you, see what you're up to, what's the best way for them to reach out and connect?
I'm on LinkedIn, and I also am on Twitter, Sara Pion, Pion, Sara_Pion on Twitter. I'm chronically online, so I will see you.
I think I got to add you. All right, perfect. This is amazing. Sarah, thank you so much for being on the show. And
so
everybody else, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on social, and feel free to share this. So thank you so much, Sarah. And that, everyone, is a SaaS Marketing Makeover.
See you.